Welcome to this week's episode of the Relly and Deli podcast. I'm Relly.
And I'm Deli, and today we are talking about They Will Kill You. Ah, oh my God,
Scary.
I'm running around, I'm kicking ass, I'm beating ass.
Same
Oh
as,
no, it's not happening again.
she got a knife.
Get shot again. I don't know how I'm going to do about this, and I got to be a housekeeper in an old building. Yes, They Will Kill You, a.k.a. They Kill Will You, is a new horror action comedy starring Zaziebeetz. Zazie plays a woman that takes a housekeeping job at this old mysterious high-rise called the Virgil. After her arrival, she discovers that not only is the building a front for a satanic cult, but also she's set to be sacrificed. Sacrifice. Yes, this movie is directed by Kirillsokolov. I have never seen any of his other stuff before, but I'd be interested to look into that. He actually has a master's degree in physics and technology of nanostructures.
Okay.
Right. Some of the movies under his belt are No Looking Back, Why Don't You Just Die, Alone in the Ocean, and Sisyphus is Happy. So, he has a particular something going on here.
Yeah.
A lot of his movies have that exclamation.
Yeah.
Why won't you just die? No looking back. That type of thing. He also wrote this movie as well, so double duty.
Yeah.
He was a co-writer with Alex Litvak. Alex Litvak wrote Predators.
Okay.
As well as the 2011 version of The Three Musketeers. And he also wrote the upcoming He-Man reboot live action called Masters of the Universe.
Okay.
And I do want to do a quick little nod to the producer here because we know him. It was produced by Andre Muschietti, who was a director for the recent It and It 2, as well as Welcome to Derry.
Icon.
He also directed Mama, if you guys recall that.
Okay.
Yeah. So we got some stuff going on in here.
Yeah.
As it were.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Was very excited for this film.
Me too.
Love my sister, my girl. Zazie beat a bitch ass.
Yeah.
Icon, legend. And she's been in a lot of stuff that I've watched.
Mm-hmm.
She was in Geostorm that came out in 2017. That's on my list of things to show you. Because, I kind of... Monster horror is kind of my thing. Like, these wild animal, shark films and stuff like that. But also, I used to watch a lot of, natural disaster films.
Mm-hmm.
And Geostorm was one of them that was very kind of crazy and intense.
Yeah.
And I didn't even realize that was her in it.
Mm-hmm.
But Zazie is no stranger to action and getting very physical. Most notably for her role as Domino in Deadpool.
Absolutely.
2. Legend. So sad that she was not back in that other film, but so great to see that she's been working. She is the Fox, Diane Foxington in The Bad Guys and The Bad Guys 2.
Oh,
yeah,
I forget that.
lady.
I forget that.
So even in an animated series, she's known to kick some butt.
That's true.
So very excited.
And she was in The Heart of a Fall.
Oh yeah, yes she was. Yes she was. Super excited. She's somebody that I want to make sure I delve into more of her filmography.
For sure.
She was also in Bullet Train.
Icon. So true.
Yeah. She has another film, Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, that came out last year.
Oh,
so I want to check that out.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
yeah. I definitely want to see more of her. I did see in her filmography that she was on Atlanta.
Yes.
Which I never did get around to watching that, but I think that might be where she started or where she kind of blew up at.
Yeah.
And I feel like she was doing that a lot of the time too, because that's a long running show.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, why have I not seen you in a lot of movies? Well, girl, I was doing XYZ for so many years. But yeah, I'm really interested to explore her filmography and her catalog a little bit more.
Yeah. And she's Amber on Invincible as well.
Amber?
Yeah, the girlfriend that he should not be with.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Did you have any other tidbits or anything you wanted to add before we jump into our 4 points?
No, I'm gonna say what I gotta say when I gotta say it. You go ahead.
And you continue to do that. So our 4 points are...
We'll call all of that anyway.
So as you guys may know or may not know, when we review our films, we break them down into 4 points. We got story, acting and dialogue, cinematography, and sound design. Mm-hmm. And they are generally in that order, unless I make a mistake. So we're gonna start with story. For the story, I originally gave it an 8, but then I kind of bumped it up to a 9. Mm-hmm. Not even kinda, I did bump it up to a 9. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Because I like the way they tell the story. Because they don't tell the story in order. And it's like, it's kind of like a book almost does it too. A book I'm reading right now does the same thing. Where something will happen, and then the next chapter will be like X amount of time before that. So we can find out exactly why that happened. And this movie does that a lot. And I like that. Not a lot, but a decent amount.
Yeah.
It does start off with Zazie being on the move. And she is being followed by somebody. We don't know who, but she is.
Yeah.
It turns out... Do you want to say? Yeah, we agreed to say. It turns out it's her dad.
Yeah.
And through a little tete-a-tete, she ends up shooting him. Cops eventually get her and she ends up in jail. The jail part's in the trailer, so this is how she ends up there. And this happens at the beginning. This happens at the beginning. But I just wanted to kind of set the scene. And then, after she gets out of jail, she ends up at this apartment building that was given a hotel. Yeah. But, it's an old apartment building, like 100 years old or so.
Redone, and so, it's like a luxury.
And maybe it was a hotel at one point. The building is a character of itself. We'll get into that a little bit later. But I like the way they tell the story because it can be simple. This is a crazy satanic situation. Yeah. But there is layers to it. Absolutely. And I don't want to get we don't want to get too deep into it because we want you guys to actually watch and enjoy. We don't want to spoil anything for you guys.
Absolutely.
But I do give the story that. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I can put in there without saying. I think that's it. But I give it a 9.
For sure.
What are your thoughts?
From start to finish, honestly, it's a show between a 9 and a 10. Because how many new organic stuff are there really? Yeah. We recently watched a movie that, you could break a lot of things down just to flat what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They said no more new stories under the sun.
Girl escapes satanic cult.
Yeah.
We literally had another one that came out last week.
We literally did.
So for that, it's like, can I give it a 10 even though the overall bottom tier, like flat out,
the baseline, the foundation,
down to the studs of foundation is the same? Mm-hmm. Okay, maybe not. But then when we look at like execution and delivery, the films are very different, really nothing alike. We have one that takes place in like on a compound, but there's outside and outdoor elements. Yeah. The majority of this film, the entirety of the rising action and everything takes place inside of a set location. Yeah. And that in itself is a completely different dynamic.
I agree.
And I think through cinematography and the sound design, the story has been elevated to successfully tell this in a different way. And it's a lot of genre mixing, some horror, definitely dark comedy. Yeah. When I tell you this is an action film, and I know in the trailer she's fighting. Right. Let me tell you right now, for me at least, I don't know where I was mentally, and we rewatched the trailer. Right. I want to say that the trailer is maybe 30%. When I tell you, gripping my seat, like on the edge, I was like, this is danger. Like, and it is physical.
Yeah.
She's
absolutely.
fighting for her life. And these people picked the wrong one. And we even talked about this where, you know, the trope, right? When you have these girls brought up in this scenario, in these type of circumstances, you have like what happened with Ready or Not, where it's like, we got this girl and this girl ain't really ready. Right. You know what I mean? Right. But because they said it in the trailer, you come in knowing like, no, Zazie knows what she's doing. Yeah, she is ready. You know what I mean? But they don't know that they picked the wrong one. Exactly. And that's exciting to see. It's been done sometimes, you know, played out, but it can be done in a very good way. And I feel like her skill level was relatable. Yeah. You know, because of the circumstance. Like she said, she learned to fight in jail. Right. And it was some low down, dirty jail type fighting. She was whooping them. It was. But you know, my girl wasn't a Power Ranger. She wasn't just. She wasn't a Power Ranger that's the balance. Like that. You know what I mean? That's the balance of it, because she is she's really adept at fighting. Yeah. She's really had to fight for her life. It gives that. Yeah. And she's very inventive and she's very like quick. Yeah. There's a couple of scenes where she'll grab something and you're like, what is she gonna do with that? Yeah. And then like she's very ingenuity. Ingenious. Yeah. Yeah. But yes, very much that. And so it's definitely one of those. They picked the wrong one this time around. Yeah. But yeah, shout out to Zaziebeetz. Yeah. So I'm gonna settle on a 10 for right now. Okay. Because I went in thinking like, the trailer did it again and gave us a lot. Yeah. Babes, let me tell you, it really didn't. It didn't. And I salute them. I shout them out for that trailer. Because the trailer's phenomenal. Yeah. But it barely even scratches the surface for sure on exactly what's happening in this building, what all is going on. Or what you can see. And that's chef's kiss. That's how I wish all trailers were. Yeah. But I do think that a lot of movies don't have enough to only show that 20%. Facts. It's one of two things. Yeah. The story either just can't hold up, so they don't even have enough of a story. Right. Or they don't have the faith that the people are gonna be hooked by what the draw is. Yeah. And they go ahead and they do certain things like we talked about. Seeing SMG stake that bitch in the shoulder should not have been in the trailer. Right. But I understand that was part of the draw. That isn't even a super crazy offense. You know what I mean? It's not. But it would have been nice to have it. Because there are people who specifically went to see her. And I feel like maybe for when she pulled it up, it could have stopped right there. Right. The Scream trailer, when Mama was hanging from the chandelier and she fell, it should have stopped there. We shouldn't have seen him turn around and hold the knife. That's true. And prove to us that she was going to die in that moment. It's certain, and they still had like more in that kill. They did have more in that whole sequence, that was unnecessary. Yeah, I can't necessarily pick out something that I feel like was entirely necessary, because even parts where I was like, this was a really cool thing. Y'all shouldn't have this in a trailer. There's still so much more to feast on. If you like the action, you like the fighting, you like bitches getting beat up. Right. This is it. Yeah. This is it. And Zazie still maintains being a very grounded person and being a real person in this type of scenario, which I think sometimes it can get very cartoony. Yeah. And this did a very great job. You know, I think something that like Tarantino did, fuck Tarantino, but Tarantino didn't Kill Bill, is that blend of like, we're watching Uma do these things and there's certain slapstick elements that's really funny. Yeah. And then there's really high intense, high octane action. And then when she gets stabbed or gets that like, you know, mace wrapped around her neck, we feel the pain, and it's like, this is still just a woman with a vendetta trying to live. Yeah. And it's not just some like cartoon land. Yeah. And I personally think since that film, this is one of the closest that I felt to watching Kill Bill for the first time, actually. Yeah. I'm gonna give it a 10. Oh, okay. Yeah.
So yeah, I do think there are some elements here within this movie that will turn people off.
Yeah.
And it was surprising for me to see, but it wasn't like a deal breaker for me. But sure. I do think it's going to be very divisive. I haven't heard any other reviews or seen anything else about the movie, but I think some people are not going to like those things.
Yeah.
And I do think that it's going to be too much for other people.
I can see that, more so on the cinematography. But before we delve into that, I think something that cannot be argued, in my opinion, is the acting and dialogue of this film.
Right.
And I think that it is something that is super solid. Before I give my score, I want to know, what did you think of like the acting and dialogue here?
The acting and dialogue, I gave a 9. It probably could be a 10. It honestly probably could be a 10 off of Zaziebeetz alone.
For sure.
This is the most physical I've ever seen her. And the amount of work that it likely took to really like train for these fight choreo scenes.
Yeah.
And really like get it together.
Yeah.
Like she's always seemed like a bit of a lean woman. I never thought she was like big or anything.
Yeah.
But you can see her physicality in her body, especially in the scene that's in the trailer where she's fighting in her panties. You know, you see them legs, and you know tough. she's tough. She's like toned.
Yeah.
And so you can see that she put in work for this, and I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
We also have Patterson Joseph in this as Ray Woodhouse. Also amongst the cast, we have Patricia Arquette as Lilith, Heather Graham as Sharon.
Who I was so stunned that was Heather Graham. Love you, girl.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have Tomfelton as Kevin, who I haven't really seen outside of Harry Potter. He's Draco Malfoy, but he looks like somebody else. You know what he kind of looks like?
Who?
I can't think of his name. Let me see. Let's see. He's the guy who played the live action Angel in X-Men.
I see that. Yeah. Totes.
Who is that? Oh.
He had a very snippy name.
A very snippy name?
Maybe that is the Angel character's real name.
Oh, you think the character or the actor?
Yeah. I can't fully remember.
I can't think of his name either, but that's what he looks like. He looks like that guy, Ben Foster.
Yeah.
It was so hard for me to find that. His actual the Angel's name is Warren Worthington III.
Exactly. That's what I was like. I was getting confused with.
Yeah, and also I was looking for him in X2. He's actually in X3. Transform.
Yeah.
So I did give I gave the acting and dialogue a 9. Patricia Arquette is here, and she's very Severance coded. And she behaves very similarly in Severance.
Yeah.
And she kind of has that strange accent that doesn't really fit anywhere. Like I can't really identify it. And this I think it is more identifiable as Irish. But in Severance not so much. But it's the actor, everybody's here doing their job, and they all deliver. I think that's all I have for acting. I mean, really shout out to, I can't praise her enough, Zazie, for this, because girl, that was a lot. That was a lot.
Yeah, I give it an 8, and I do feel that like I for sure couldn't put it any lower than this. There are certain line deliveries that for me I feel like were maybe not as clear or like exact that I would want. You know, one of the things that I love in certain series, you know, in True Blood, them asking Suki like, "What are you?" You know what I mean? Something that you hate. But
if y'all can't see me, but like my right eye just like started fluttering. Because it was like, oh God.
But it was done so well. And even in stuff like Beauty in Black, where is my sister?
Right.
You know, and Kimmy was going through. But I feel like when Patricia Arquette asked, and a couple people asked, like, who the hell are you? Because she was in there whooping their ass.
It wasn't the same.
It wasn't
it was good.
as cut.
I thought it was better. I prefer it this way as it was done.
For me, I actually did it.
Oh.
It wasn't.
And that makes sense because you like the way that I don't like.
Exactly. So, you know, matter of taste.
Yeah.
But there were some, like, great things said in the movie. Like, the movie opens up with, like, a still life in a shop window that has, like, these mannequins. And Zazie is looking at it. And it's, like, this family sitting at dinner. And, you know, for the audience, the text on the screen says, when the poor gives to the rich, the devil laughs. Ooh. And it's like, well, girl, what is this about to be? Let's talk about it. And
that was big.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
You know, then there was, you know, some different characters when we get in there. Heather Graham, when Zazie gets there and she comes in and it's raining, she takes her expensive coat off and wraps it around her shoulders and we're like, hey, girl, we need you strong.
Yeah.
What? Huh?
Yeah, we need you strong, girl.
You know, and then this older lady was like, eyes are the window to the soul. Yours must be sad.
Right.
Like, they were really just like shit-talking her.
How dare you?
And like, you know, really priming us for what it is. We already know from the trailer that like, you know, girl, they're coming for your neck. But then we see that like, there's like more maids in there. And in the trailer you can see that like you know, there's a lot more people coming for her. Yeah. But some of them live in there as well. Most of them live there. The workers live in the building.
The whole first floor is for the staff.
Yeah. And this one bitch is in there and she has a kid. His name is Damien. He's a little piece of shit. You see some of him in the trailer. And that's very like, you know, if we want to get real satanic, we're going to name our little boy Damien.
Yeah, that's a nice nod.
And we're going to do that.
Who hasn't seen The Omen?
And then, so this is a mild spoiler. So Zazie gets into it, beats the boy's mom up. And she doesn't know that that's his mom yet. She runs inside the room to hide. And he's in there sitting down. And he's like, what have you done to my mom, you bitch? You know, that is one of the funniest things in the world to me. So funny, so hilarious.
That was hilarious. He had a couple of good lines. And you know, when you have kids like that, you have to really kind of toe the line because it gets to the point where it's like, all right, just kill this kid. Yeah. But yeah, he had. I think when we first met her, he called her a pig.
Yes.
Are you pig? Hey, pig.
Very crazy.
Yeah. She's like, what did you say to
me? Somebody, you know, because they attacked her in her, you know, they come at Zazie in her room. We see that in the trailer. And, you know, she essentially tells them, like, I'm going to get some revenge for the shit y'all pulled tonight. Right? Yeah. And, you know, Patricia's character, Lilith, looks at her and says, oh, you're an Avenger. And for me, I was like, that's very loaded. You know, because there was talks about why Zazie wasn't back for Deadpool 3. And the whole part of Deadpool 3 is that Deadpool is bringing in all of his people and all of these outside people to be a branch of the Avengers. Deadpool is coming over to the MCU to be an Avenger. Right. And then she was left out of it. So I don't know if that was intentional, the use of that particular word, but it did make me think. And anything that will make me think, especially in the middle of like bloodshed, I'm gonna give y'all a nod for that. But I give this a solid 8 when it comes to like the acting and dialogue.
Absolutely. They really brought it, and it's just I'm just thinking about everything. It's just so much. It's a lot of action here. Yeah. It's a lot of different elements coming together. So they did that.
Now, when it comes to cinematography, I won't step my toe in
I see that.
Now, I give cinematography a 9. And we've discussed some of this. You know, honestly, the movie was so great after I watched it. I really had to talk about it some. We watched this last night. Yeah. But there's such a great setup. And I think that this film has some experimental stuff that we talked about that may get on people's nerves.
Yeah.
May piss some people off.
Amen.
And certain things aren't shot in the highest quality that it could be in. However, when you look at the movie in its totality, you can appreciate and accept, like, they obviously know what they're doing. Right? They obviously know how to do a shot. When we look at Kill Bill, there are some rough shots, like when it goes into black and white, there's some like fuzzier, grainier moments that you have to understand and accept that this was an artistic choice that was done. But they know what they're doing. And whether you like it or not, you can't say that they don't know how to make a proper film. You know? I do have some scenes that I want to call out. Such as like the beginning with the window dressing. They then mirrored that scene later on when Zazie gets in to working at the Virgil, and you know her first and spoiler alert, her only night there. We see that there are a bunch of the cleaners and maids sitting around a table like a family. And you know, exactly like how those mannequins were in that window dressing of that department store. That
I didn't even connect those things. I didn't even connect it.
Yeah. And it was it like jolted me because it was like, shit, this is that same thing. And it's that need for family. She had an abusive dad, and then here she is, and now the people in the Virgil are like, this is our family. We gotta sacrifice you because everybody that's here is family. And you know, you slowly realize, like, are there any innocents in here? And you question that, you know what I mean? Because they're not kidding. But before I get into like more of the imagery for me, what did you give it for cinematography?
I gave it a 10. I think this movie greatly excels in the area of cinematography. It's crazy that you've been talking about Kill Bill, because this is very Tarantino-esque. Some shot choices are very Tarantino-esque. Maybe influenced by him, but hell, he was influenced by old westerns and old martial art movies. So it's not like something he invented. It is something that we haven't seen in a bit. You know, that goes out of the country. So a mess. But yeah, I definitely saw the parallels there. You know, even her with the machete or the sword is definitely giving Bride. I had that shot of the maids at the table. It was a great shot, but I did not connect it to the mannequins.
It was a mannequin.
It's that dolly zoom. I love the dolly zoom. It'll get me every time. There's a lot of quick cuts in the movie as well. In the editing and shots, I love that as well. It's to get you from one point to another. Like when I think she's taking a shower and it's like boom, boom, boom. But also something crazy will happen.
It makes it suspenseful. And it
heightens the drama
on it. And there are like audible ticks that take you off for watching the clock and stuff like that. The humming of the vents. You feel the suspense and the unease, and you're already coming into the movie knowing, like, this is about to get physical and get very aggressive. So every single mundane second of just coming in, unpacking, going into the shower, and then the sounds and the ticks and the angles and everything, like, it creates, like, that tension that enhances the film 100%.
Absolutely. With cinematography, I definitely want to mention the set design as well. They put a lot of work into this. I keep wanting to say hotel, but this apartment building. It is like you mentioned last night. You were like, it's pretty much a character of its own. Character of its own. And that's how you do it. If you're going to have a place that's your primary set, it's got to be the girl. It's got to be the set. And it is that. There's so much detail. It really looks like an old building, like, you know, that's been here forever. And they mentioned that it's been here for like almost 100 years, so it is old. I wonder how much of that is like an actual place or how much of that they built.
You know, when it comes to these films, that would be so exciting to see, because there's films where they've built streets. That freaking blows my mind that they can just be like, we built the facade at the front of all of these buildings and streets. So, you know, in these horror films, so they could at least like run through all the doors. I'm like, nah, help, somebody let me in. And this entire downtown was fabricated for this film. So
It's all on the soundstage.
Yeah, and you can't tell the CGI and the blend work, is done so expertly now that you're not really seeing the seams.
Yeah.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of seams, I think the wardrobe here is really good too. The uniforms for the maids.
Yes.
It's a simple thing, but it has a lot of detail.
Yeah.
It is done in a way that you don't really see like the maid or the staff dressed necessarily in this way. I think they're all wearing yellow.
Yeah, it's yellow and white.
Lilith has like a graduated version of that.
Yeah.
That's like teal.
Yeah. Like a greenish
pleasant colors. If it wasn't for the satanic coat of it all.
Yeah, but it's also that has like an unease to it.
Yes.
And
it's
also
kind of old.
Yes, as we're gonna say, like it's kind of displaced. Did this come out now, or did this come out a couple years ago? You know what I mean? Like, how are y'all dressed?
Exactly.
Like what time period are you guys in? And I think that also speaks to the fact that like you come to the Virgil pretty much locked down, locked in. And because they're so rich, the rich are so rich and opulent, anything can be given and brought to them. Yeah. So I don't think they leave the building much.
I don't think they do.
The workers and everything, a lot of them have nothing. Yeah. And live here. And
that's part of the draw of the Virgil, where they are, they're bringing you into the family since you are, a staff member. This is your family now. You're part of this.
Quarters.
I know you came from nothing, or I know you're going through a lot. I think she even says, tells Zazie when she first meets her, Patriciaarquette does. She goes, it's okay to tell us if you're in a bad way or something like that, or you're going through something. It's okay. Everything is a safe place.
Yeah.
Until it's not. But
until it's not. Yeah, 100%. Now, I did have a few other things I want to talk about. Simple things that I like, we have a character who is going to try and give her some information. He does have a voiceover in the trailer. Yeah. But, he's in her room and he writes on the mirror, they will kill you.
I wasn't sure if he actually wrote it or if it was just a title card, inventive title card, until he said it.
Oh no, I knew 100%. I was like, why are you in her room? And he was kind of aggressive. She's like, I told you, stay away from the new girls. And it's like, it was very interesting because it kind of seemed predatory, but he actually was not. And from that dialogue, I was like, oh, this was a great way to do the title card. And then, of course, she didn't see it.
Yeah, she got out of that shower and
zoop.
Wait, you couldn't see it anyway.
Yeah, it was definitely messed up. And that's the thing, too, where it's like,
there a little too long.
Paranoid motherfuckers like me, I would look at that like, bitch, is that words? But I live in a certain degree of unwellness. Where someone coming in to kill me in my room at night has been a concern of mine since I was like 5. So yeah, if I looked at my mirror and I felt like I would be able to see the remnants of words and be like, oh, hold on, girl. Yeah. What is this?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was really good. We have a scene that's like different parts of the building. Yeah. And like her, like, there's an air vent scene where they literally blacked out. Yeah. And there's nothing else but the vents. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it showed
that's good work.
From this vantage point away from it. They have so many great shots, but there is 2 scenes that happened to me where one of them, so 3 scenes. One was very funny where somebody's running down the hallway and it kind of then shifts to like a shaky cam look. Yeah. From a low vantage point. And I'm like, this was very good. And this was, and it's a big bitch running, okay? And I was like, you know what? This is intentional for sure. Yeah. Then we have like 2 other scenes that I feel like, and I won't say what they are, but I think you can see it. When you watch this film, comment below and come back here, comment below and be like, okay, I see what you're saying. But it's 2 scenes that I was like, I see the seams.
Oh, you see the seams.
I see the seams coming undone. I see it's not clean for me, baby. Oh. Let's clean this up, A one towards the top of the film and a one at the very end. It was giving Malum.
I think I know.
It was giving like Girl, I see the wire. I see the chicken wire you used to pull that mask off. That's
you can see the forest and the trees. You can see.
I can see all of it. I can see
the forest, the
dirt
trees, the dirt,
baby.
the leaves.
Like,
you see the plywood baseboard that the forest is built on.
All of that.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So the illusion, and then it immediately went into something that was so visually stunning. It was almost like we're literally going to put $2 worth of the budget here and put $1 million into the budget. 30 seconds later, it was so visually defined. It was uncomfortable for me to look at. It was too much, and it was just aggressive.
Yeah.
But yeah, I gave it a 9 just because I'm like, not perfection, but because of the strong intent that you guys have and the understanding of the craft and having an own vision, I thought was amazing and deserved that 9.
Absolutely. I do have one more little tidbit on cinematography, because I can't talk enough about cinematography. I had the vents and the hallway written down as well. So, but one shot in particular that Jess was like, okay, here we are. You know, there's a situation where through a series of events and circumstances, a mattress is shot through with a shotgun. Yeah. And it's just like feathers, blood, a standoff.
Yeah.
Cunt. Yeah. You know, and I was like, oh, this is good.
Yes.
This is good.
Yes.
This is good.
And I'm glad you said that, because that actually ties into the final section, which is sound design. Because when that moment happens, the music goes off. And I'm going to just say it. I'm going to say my score, and you can see yours, and we could discuss. Okay. This is the best scored film that I have watched all year.
Wow.
To me, this, from the score to the soundtrack, and while I couldn't identify an original new song by like a popular artist that was used in it, like made specifically for this film, and that's something that I've said before in past reviews, that's something that I look at when I'm giving 10s.
Yeah.
When I tell you, from the score, the strings, the violins, tuning with the sound of the air vent, the clicking and ticking on her watch. The sound was used in different ways in like sound horrors, like undertone, where the silence and absence of sound and waiting in the mundane moments are key in itself. Yeah. And then when the action happens and the music flows, it was like a roller coaster ride, and it was exhilarating. Yeah. For me, honestly, a fucking 12. I loved it. It was exciting. There's a fight scene where a song that the only thing I could say is that it's so expected, maybe stereotypical even, was used. And it is probably the best 5 minutes of fucking film that I've seen this month at least. And I'm being very conservative.
Yeah.
It was so amazing. The dining room scene. It was everything that I needed and wanted. And the music ramped it up to exactly where it was supposed to be.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Y'all can't see him, but after he said that, he dropped. He was like, yes.
Yes.
But yeah, I gave sound design a 10. I feel like the sound design is just as strong, if not stronger, than the cinematography. And that's what we really get into the vision.
Yes.
So you have the story, you got the acting, but the true vision of this movie is captured in both the cinematography and the sound design.
Yeah.
It's not just, y'all know I love a good needle drop. The needle drops are here. They are here for sure.
Absolutely.
But it's the sound design as a whole. Little things. The sound of the rain. Like when she arrives, that rain, you hear it outside. When she comes inside, you still hear the rain outside, and it's kind of going through the different speakers and left and right and whatnot. And I'm like, that's really good. This detail, I guess that's part of it too. The attention to detail on the sound. You can hear the squish and the squelch of her shoes.
Yeah.
Her suitcase, when she unpacks her suitcase after she arrives, The sound, you hear the shuffling of the clothes. Everything is just done. It's a very sound-forward movie. The theme and scores created for this movie. Shout out to Carlos Rafael Rivera.
I was just about to say.
He did that.
Yeah.
The music is so good. I can't wait to listen to the soundtrack.
Yeah.
I literally took a picture of every song that shows in the credits. I took a picture of everyone. Just in case. Because sometimes you get to the soundtrack and it's not everything that was in the movie for one reason or another.
Yeah.
Who knows? But yeah, shout out to Carlos. He did that. I think I'm going to mention, but we'll see. But there were 2 songs I just wanted to point out that a lot of songs stood out to me, but 2 of them stood out.
Yeah.
One of them, Bloody Samurai.
Yeah.
With RZA.
Yeah.
By RZA, also featuring Black Knights, Dexter Wiggles, and Thea Van Sagen. But yeah, that was so good. Bloody Samurai. And then we have What Happens When You Turn Down the Devil by the Mystery Lights. That one was really good too. I feel like all the songs here are really good, but I just wanted to kind of throw a little something on both of those 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, I gave this a 10. Like this, I'm trying to think of a movie that might have better sound design than this.
We watched so many different films.
It's kind of hard in different genres and different moods.
Goat was perfect too, right?
Yeah. So
much so that I actually started working on a separate episode called Relly and Deli Real Music to really focus on the soundtrack because they had a dedicated soundtrack for that film. That was done expertly. When you look at like how the lyrics of the song lined up with the action that was happening and the dialogue that was going on and stuff like that, having original songs made for the film, cast done songs.
Yeah.
So that's like probably my next pick. But then with this, it's so successful because it took songs that already existed and then the original composition, the instrumental and the strings, and it really worked with this film. While we watch other horror and action films that had music and scores, but it didn't really draw me in.
That's a good point.
That's background music, and
the
that
actual
was good.
score and music interweaves with
Exactly.
these songs.
Exactly.
It's like he took elements from them and made his own score.
And Ready or Not 2, honestly, was very good.
Yeah.
That was very good, and they did a great job of doing that as well. I do believe I give it a high score also. But this, when I tell you electrified, I just can't. Carlos Rafael Rivera, Guatemalan. He's an American composer based out of Guatemala. Emmy Award winner, Grammy Award winner. Worked on Queen's Gambit for Netflix. He's worked on Griselda. He's worked on A Walk Amongst the Tombstones. His earliest credit goes back to 1999. And he did some amazing work. I think this film was a phenomenal compilation of just very great and unique talents. From the composers to the writers and directors, to my sister and queen Zazie Olivia beat a bitch's ass in the streets beats. It's really just one of my favorite films that we've watched. We watch a lot of great films.
We do watch a lot of great movies.
Super excited
great
for
films.
this.
But yeah, I definitely think it's a great culmination of all those things. The producers, the writer, the director, the sound design, the music, everything together, the acting. It's just perfect. It's perfect storm.
I definitely say go out, watch this
Go
film.
out and watch. Please go out and watch
Buckle
and support
up.
this. Buckle up for a ride.
I promise. That's actually not true. Because
You
we have
gonna
Forbidden
promise
Fruits.
something?
I was going to promise that this is probably the last film that's actually dark and kind of satanic. Don't know what's going on in Hollywood. We don't make the films, we just watch them. Forbidden Fruits is coming out. It's kind of witchy.
That's true.
But
that's true.
after that,
maybe we'll
and we do that haunting video. We're gonna be on some lighter things. We think.
We think so. I do aim to actually start switching up, getting the genres. I think I mentioned that in our last video. I want to get all kinds of genres because I'm more than just horror. I feel like people, I heard a woman
No. I was gonna say, well,
I feel like people do kind of think that I'm only watching horror movies in my life in general.
Probably.
But I do love a lot more than that. And I think that's why I like this movie so much too, because it's a lot of different genres, a lot of different things going on. But yeah, I do want to mix some more genres in.
I think that we've done that though. I definitely think that, yeah. So when was the last time, from Ready or Not, that we did like an actual horror on the podcast? I think, you know, when you are just shining beacons of taste in the streets right now, you go with what's in the theaters, and that's what we're doing. And people come to us for what's modern and what's current, and we're giving it to them. But we are gonna do some more films.
What happened to Mavis Speaking?
I think she dies. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Relly and Deli podcast. Don't know if Mavis Beacon is alive or not. So sorry if you're dead. Or actually, sorry if you're alive and I said you were dead. Either which way, girl. Tune into the podcast next week. We have so much more coming.
So much
Mario
more coming.
will be here soon.
It will.
In a couple of weeks.
Let's go.
And we actually have some more films and movies in the chamber.
Yeah.
Collaboration coming with the Real Talk and Banter podcast. Jump over there right now and take a look at their latest videos. They're
Jump
up
in the
on
line.
YouTube with us. That's REEL Talk and Banter podcast. And you can find us, Relly and Deli.
Relly and Deli.
Everywhere. Reddit, Twitter, Insta, Facebook.
If it exists, we're there.
Yeah.
Under this line. Relly and Deli. Under that name.
We love and appreciate you.
We love that.
Bye.